Oh, good hello there. Wow, 5 minutes to anticipate it, and I nailed that one. Hello there, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, everybody, depending on where you are. I'm Hazel. I'm joined today by my co-host, Kira. She is asleep. Cats do that. Welcome to the current patch. Sometimes when I cannot decide what I should title my stream, because you come up with them 6 days a week and they mean nothing. Sometimes when I can't decide what to title my stream, I go, well, what is everybody else doing? You know, they're probably onto something. So I open up Twitch and I go to the WoW section. And on this day, there's a lot of people talking about TBC beta, or like maybe 9.1 PTR. It's very patch themed, so I figured I would fit right in, except that I'm not playing TBC beta. And I also am probably not playing 9.1 PTR, at least on this stream. I have been dipping into it a little bit for videos and stuff. So I figure I'm going to be the last person on Earth enjoying 9.0.5 because I think it's fun. I mean, all right, let me rephrase that. I'm having fun at this point still because there's enough for me to do that I have not run out of things to do. I cannot speak to anybody else's experience, but I'm having fun. I posted a photo of myself on the beach in a big sweater, don't worry. The other day on Instagram, and I took a second and I skimmed the comments and somebody was like, oh no, you're bored of 9052. Like, that's why I left the house. I like my sad little life. No judgment. Today is April 29th, and in Argentina, oh, the chat scrolled. National Animal Day, so happy Animal Day to Kira. Kira, happy Animal Day. Oh, I saw an ear twitch, like she heard her name, but she just doesn't care enough to acknowledge it, which is fair. I have nothing further to add to her. Adric, thank you for brand new sub. Your name has a 23 in it. Thank you for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. We also, Boo Ghost NA with a 21-month resub. That number is divisible by 7. That's not a relevant fact. I spilled my tea, but here's the Hazel stream to make the day just right. Glad to have you here. Also, Sweet Sammy Sue with a 2-month resub. Always love watching. And then during the countdown, we had KT Munier is how I'm going to go with that. I'm sorry, because I have almost certainly spelled it wrong. I had 3 theories, and none of them are good. Okay, so let me catch up in chat, and then let me talk about what I want to do today. Pick did well in the like department. Yeah, I think it's just because it's different than the 14 other photos that I've taken of myself that are all inside of my own home. It's very rare for me to go outside. I hated on the ugly 10k pet charm worm so much. I'm at 1k charms already. Maybe I'll get it. Oh, the redemption arc. Oh, man. Tea is English black breakfast tea. Once again, I've been slamming the same thing every day, same time, whole week. Living for the routine is what's going on there. So I'm in front of the mission table, so I should probably check my missions. I've been running these for anima and occasionally experience. I don't have anything particular in mind that I'm leveling up my companions for, maybe the achievement, but I feel like it would not surprise me if there was cool stuff added to adventures later that I would then want to have had leveled up my dudes for. I have no evidence of such a thing. It just feels like a thing that could happen. Obi-Wan Cannoli with an 8-month resub. Thank you very much. And Working From Home 1234 with a brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Chat, do I run Torghast or level my first alt for Shadowlands? If you haven't done Torghast yet for the week and you need the Soul Ash for something, just start with it. Just do that first. Jimmy with a 9-month resub. 9 months already. Thanks for always giving me my WoW fix while I'm taking a break until 9.1. Glad to have you here. Happy to be of service. And then Brooke had a 15-month resub. I think the 15-month anniversary is the Swolkin one. Aw, thanks, Brooke. Also Frolin with a 9-month resub. Thanks for the hype train, guys. Be sure to take your Venthyr alt to bash into try getting Lucy. So I do have Lucy already. I could farm for portals and pet charms and, well, not charms, but like upgrade stones and stuff, but I have the cat already, so I'm probably not doing that today. But anybody who does want Lucy or wants to farm portals that has a Venthyr character should note that you can do that particular thingy today. What do you think of leveling via party sync old world rare farming? Sounds clever, sounds too fiddly for me. Leveling is an activity that I treasure doing alone, so any workaround that involves involving other people has to be crazy good for me to consider it. And by that point, I don't think I really level alts to have the alt anymore. I have alts if I wanted a character that was already leveled. I have those, and I also have a boost that I never use, so that's not the issue for me. What I like about leveling is leveling, so I feel as though that would defeat the purpose for me. They have 2 cat beds for Kitty. Oh, there's 4. She's just chosen floor. Good morning, Hazel and chat. Has Lucy been hard to get for most people? I think it was mostly just me. Do you really have a boost if you will never use it? Maybe that's the only way I can have a boost. Yeah, some people have level 60 followers. I'm not one of them. My people are like level ranging 41 to 40. Kerman's 44, mostly because I send him on everything. Because he's good, and also he's got some style. Crowman's 44, and then some of my more recent ones are kind of 32. My lowest friends are cut up to 32 now, so they're coming along. That's happening. So normally, every grain of fiber and soul and being in my body is telling me to go farm anima. Because, you know, look, there's almost 2,000 anima. I can just go do anima world quests. There's almost 2,000 anima. I could time all of the world quests, and I could log all of my times in my fun spreadsheet and have a fun afternoon. And I'm not ruling that out. However, I have had a thought. Ash Keith, thanks very much for the bits. Thanks for the stream. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Hazel, I have a cat. I might be moving soon. Any tips? Ooh, I think it depends. I mean, the internet's going to have tips. I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination. I did do this recently, but the move that I did was very short range. The things that I did to help my cat adjust were I moved her last because I didn't want her to have to be home alone in the new place while stuff was coming in and out and like the door was going to be open a bunch. So she stayed in the old place through the entire moving process, and she was the very last thing that came with me. I also moved some familiar things, so even though her cat tree could probably stand to be replaced, I did bring it with us because it's familiar to her, and I wanted her to have as many things that seemed like home as possible to help her settle in. And then I just kept an eye on her. It's normal for cats to have like an adjusting period when they move. She settled in pretty fast, but it's not unusual for them to display like stress responses or take a little bit of time to start eating again, stuff like that. Just something to keep an eye on. I have a guess for when the next patch is maybe. I would say summer. The more I hear from them in interviews and stuff, the more I'm feeling like it's not right around the corner. Also, I didn't mean to come here. That's not what I meant to do. I guess seeing as I've already done this, I'm going to go do that world quest because there's only 2 hours left on it, and because it's an elite, or maybe that world quest. Because I want to do the calling. Unclear to me why I want to do the calling. Maybe gold? What I meant to do is I meant to click on the Bastion teleporter to go do Limbo because that one's easy and it had some anima on it as well. Theory's mid-July. Yeah, that's starting to seem increasingly likely. That's okay. I feel as though I would be very surprised if I ran out of things to do because that's never happened to me. 10-ish years of playing WoW, and I've never run out of things to do yet. But you know, maybe we'll find out. I am doing more things. I'm getting through it. So the reason why I'm considering maybe not just farming anima today, although that does appear to be what I'm beginning to do because, you know, habits are hard to break. The reason I'm considering maybe not farming anima today is I have on this character, on my main, gotten all 3 of her covenant buildings to rank 3. So they have the fully upgraded achievements. I am now getting maximum current available anima. I don't think that I've seen on 9.1 any new things to buy for anima at all, really. I certainly could have missed things, but my understanding is that it's not going to be like, you know, like a whole new set of building upgrades or anything. Like most of what we're going to be spending anima on in Shadowlands is already in. Probably not all of it, but it wouldn't surprise me if most of the bulk of what we can buy is already in the game. So the temptation right now, because I have fully upgraded my stuff, is to just keep powering through Anima World Quest every day because I can buy things and I can buy cosmetics and you just, you know, get all the stuff, upgrade the buildings all the way. But what's eventually going to happen is I'm going to run out of stuff to spend anima on. And believe it or not, we're still only 1 raid into this expansion, and it is exceedingly likely that there are at least 2 more additional tiers. And while raiding those tiers, if I am lucky enough to do so, I will get anima, quite a bit of it, from clearing raids. And then, you know, as new Mythic Plus seasons come out, I'm going to get anima from that. And short of switching to a different covenant and building up those buildings and buying those consumables, or cosmetics, which is a possibility. Short of doing that, there's a future I can see where I have run out of things to spend anima on, and I just have a lot of it, and I don't think there's like an anima cash out really in any way. So one could argue that what I should do now at my current phase in anima life is chill a little, work on other stuff that I have in progress, finish my Vicious mount, grind my Venari rep up so I can start working on that Shadehound mount, work on alts, get their buildings set up, There's an argument to be made for other things that I could be doing right now. I'm going to start with a calling. I want 823 gold, so we'll do that one first. There are other things I can be working on right now, and then I can still finish those anima goals later. There's nothing that's really time sensitive and pressing. And if it turns out they do add more stuff, then I can of course farm more anima later. But I'm thinking back to the ends of past expansions when we had currency, war resources, order resources, maybe not artifact power specifically, but there was currencies that were added that by the end of the expansion, you just kind of ran out of stuff to spend them on, and maybe they let you trade them for trade mats, and often they didn't, and then it was just kind of a waste. Like, I'm sitting on my gnome on like almost 100,000 war resources because there was just no good thing to switch them for. So so that's where my head's at now. That is the thought that occurred to me. You can have Daisy on your back, a parrot on your shoulder, Pepe on your head, and a cat in your lap. I actually don't know if I knew that. I knew about Daisy on your back in concurrence with other things. I don't know if I knew about the parrot on the shoulder not counting too. Grind, polish pet charms. So that's an option. It's a thing that could be on the list. Oh boy. This person is really committing. Yeah, I mean, they're a paladin. They'll be fine. I'm gonna fight one thing. I'm gonna fight this thing. This is about my size. I bet Covenant Flying Mount recolors are gonna be for anima, but I don't know. Quite possibly. That's a good point. That seems likely. But I also feel as though there's probably a lot of anime in my future purely from raids and Mythic Plus of future seasons. So I should account for that. Or I don't need to, Worst case scenario, you just overdo it. But there is justification. There is a solid reason to procrastinate my anima farm at this point, or at the very least pivot it to another character so that I can be working on cosmetics from another Covenant. I have no plans to get all of the transmog in Shadowlands. That seems excessive, especially when there's no indication they'll ever open it up. But I do want the mounts through a misguided hope that they open those up. I don't know why they would. I don't know why they would do mounts and not transmog. I don't know anything. I don't work for anybody. But I like collecting the mounts, and I am enjoying doing that. Daft Pixie, thank you for the 2-month resub. Love this stream. Thank you. Quest marker on the mob's nameplate. Is that not default? Also, I need to try harder to not die. Let's do that. These are elites that are probably better fought one at a time. I also probably should have specified war mode off to my group, because my frames are bugged. My unit frame is currently overlaid over somebody else's unit frame. I don't even know how many people are in my group right now, so I'm hesitant to invite any more. But, eventually I will kill these, and then they will drop things, and then I will throw the thing in the rift, and then I will have one down, while other people have been successfully doing the other ones around me, so that's something. Okay, alright. If you could just please cease moving, that would be really convenient for me. And then, yeah, thank you very much. And that was a little overambitious of me. Sometimes I'm like, I'm in raid gear. I can do anything. And one of those two statements is true. Oh, it's over. Oh no, I can't even close it for other people now. Well, thanks. That was a good use of my time. What else do I want to do while I'm in Ardenweald? What's this one? Oh, Spriggans. And then down there is... Oh, that one's really easy. Alright, well, I'm not out here to farm anima, but as long as I'm out here, I may as well farm anima, Hey! Oh. That one didn't count. I thought it was any Elite World Quest. They specifically want me to do the other one. The only reason I did want the 823 gold. I'm not against it. But the main reason I wanted to do that world quest was because I thought it was going to count towards my calling. I really know nothing. Daft Pixie, thanks for the bits. Should have been more specific. The yellow exclamation point by the... Because you must be thinking the nameplate, because you can't see my mouse over tooltips because they're hidden behind my portrait. So... It's got to, I won't, no matter which part of it is, I don't think I'm going to specifically know which add-on it is. It's got to be, nameplates are all handled by KUI nameplates, whereas unit frames up here are shattered unit frames. And I can't think of anything else that would be altering them. Got the pet from the Playful Vulpin last night. Congratulations. All right. Oh, so yeah, the little exclamation point to the left of the name there. If it's not default, then it must be KUI, but I have no reason to think one or the other, really. Feeding to the crawl world quest is terrible. If you're in good gear, you accidentally kill the mobs. I've found that I can do it fine in 220 gear as long as I'm paying attention, but I am a dot class, so what I can do is I can just do my instant damage up front, throw a couple dots on them, and then spam the button while they slowly degenerate over time, and there's usually a window in there I can get away with it. Okay, I should get in. Well, do I need to get into a group? As long as there's like people around, I can probably just mooch. I will. Oh, 20 minutes. You probably moved on with your life. I will mooch. All right. I feel like I had... Oh, no, it's too early for food stuff. I will revisit this line of thinking in about 45 minutes. It's not my fault that all of my interesting anecdotes, interesting being a stretch word here, it's not my fault that most things that I think about that are new or have anything, noteworthy to say are food related, because it's like the only thing that changes my life on a day-to-day basis. I found that that's actually kind of one downside of being more productive, is the last 2 weeks, I've actually been feeling really good about getting a steady amount of work done every day, and it's getting videos out, and it's great. However, I'm boring when I'm productive. I don't like when I'm doing work and paying attention. Maybe I found out about a thing on the PTR, but outside of that, I didn't go down some crazy YouTube rabbit hole and therefore have a story to relate. Hottie Chicken, thank you very, very, very much for the raid. Welcome, guys. I hope you had a delightful stream. Glad to have you here. If you guys do not follow Hottie Chicken and you want to, you should, because I believe it is a lovely vibe, and that's really what I feel like you want in a good streamer, is the good vibes. I'm boring too. Hazel, if you are not a mythic raider or a super high key hero, do you think playing off meta builds and specs is okay? Yep, that's a motto of mine. Indeed, people get away with it as high key heroes, so I think there's really nothing between the common folk like me and you, assuming that you're not a key hero. I don't know what I'm saying. There's really nothing. The only thing that stops somebody from playing an off meta spec is the perception that it's bad, that feels bad, and then the potential difficulties getting into pugs. That's it. If you have people that will take you to a group no matter what because they know you're a good player, then you play whatever under the sun tickles your fancy, and then the extra fun thing is you're doing that, right? And then you are playing, you're pugging maybe, and assume you can get into the groups, you're going to be pugging against people that are playing the meta specs, and you can outperform them pretty easily if you're trying, as long as, I'm not talking about cutting edge stuff, but anybody can get a pretty juicy amount of throughput out of basically any character if you read the guides and you optimize your gear and you work on it and you practice a little bit, get a couple of weak auras, find out what the good people are doing. If you put some effort into it, you can be good at anything, and then it's extra fun when you squish people that are playing meta specs while you're playing a survival hunter or something. Never heard. How was the trip to the beach? It was wonderful and relaxing, and I was gone for about under 24 hours, but it felt like I was there for a week. It felt like a week-long vacation just compressed into... I'm really not in the right area for this quest. It felt like a week-long vacation just compressed into a delightful, wonderful day. I thought it was going to rain the whole time. The forecast was for rain, and it just somehow managed to not, and it was really, really, really nice. It was very windy on the beach, but that's beach for you. The Oregon coast is gorgeous. It's so pretty. and I just wanted to go and see something pretty. I had been watching Black Mirror episodes, and sometimes I get freaked out about the fact that my life is extremely, oh, I'm in danger. Digital. My life is very digital. You know, my social circle is digital. My contact with my family is digital. My work is digital. My recreation is digital. Short of going outside for walks and my cat, everything in my life could be simulated electronically. I am 100% gonna die. Oh no, you know what? I could have lived. Oops. I should have popped a health pot and then started Booney the Ascending, and I would have survived. Oh well. Yeah, I live a hyper digital existence, which is extremely convenient and not something I'm complaining about. But occasionally I get a little existentially freaked out by that, so I extra crave something that feels real in a way that screens do not feel real when I've been hyper exposed to screens. And Nari Freya, thank you for the 18-month resub. Yeah, 18 months, thinking of gifting my husband a cameo, voice actress for Sylvanas, threatening him for his birthday. Or maybe Anduin being all goodbye. What do you think? I think I think that's a lovely and very thoughtful idea. That would be really fun. Black Mirror is a weird show. I really like it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, and not all of the episodes are for everybody, but I feel like every one of them has merit in its own way. And I just like that. I feel like if I had never tried the show, and I don't remember what made me try it in the first place, I wouldn't have wanted to watch it because it's kind of a downer, and I have a very hard time signing up for experiences that I know are going to be depressing, but it's thought-provoking in ways that I enjoy. When I get like that, I go back to Nebraska. I really desperately want to go home to Canada and visit places that I grew up around, and then go to places that I had not seen and then make new memories with them. And I'm hoping I can do that like within a year would be great. You know, I'm one vaccine shot in. I'm getting my next one soon, and then hopefully in some amount of time Canada can get their systems together and help get vaccines out and squish case numbers, and then maybe I can see my mom. Black Mirror episodes are really tough for me. Got to take long breaks between each episode. I really enjoy watching them and then immediately going online and then reading different reviews and then different comments. I used to do that on Reddit, and then since I've blocked Reddit and everything, I've been going through different websites that have like big comment sections, because it's fascinating to me both the breadth of opinions that you'll get on a given Black Mirror episode, and everybody likes to rank them. And everybody gives them different rankings. There's a few that are like widely acclaimed to be like some of the most popular ones. But for every episode, somebody will be like, this is the most profound thing I've ever seen, and I will look at my entire life differently. And then somebody else says, this is a piece of garbage that didn't need to be made. Which I always think is really rude when somebody's talking about like art, right? Like, entertainment, TV, media, whatever it is. The argument that it didn't need to be made or that something didn't need to be said implies that it was hurtful for it to be said. And if the thing was hate speech, then yes, that's true. But, if it's just like a TV episode you didn't like, then oh my goodness, calm down. But yeah, there's a very wide breadth of opinions, and often I will think usually there's ambiguity in Black Mirror episodes. There are, or not usually, but often there's, scenes that can be construed multiple ways, and I like to see what other people think. Because they're just sometimes they're a little bit open-ended. I blocked Reddit because I was using it compulsively in a way that I was unable to regulate myself. I have a difficult time managing my own, information diet, news site usage, internet distraction addiction, that kind of thing. I have a difficult time with that, and some sites are stickier for me than others, and Reddit is just my no-fly zone. I just can't do it. I can go on Reddit for 30 seconds to look up a troubleshooting thing about my Stream Deck, and then come out of a trance like 9 hours later, and then be like, oh no, it's happened again. It's different things for different people, but that's one that I just cannot. Something about the way that it's set up, I just cannot handle. And I have tried to have like moderate relationships with Reddit because there's lots of great info there. I've learned a lot on Reddit about content creation and about fish and fish keeping and about houseplants. Like, it's a great place for hobbyists if you get into your hobby subreddit, but also I found that I could not regulate and that I needed to be Reddit sober. As dumb as that sounds. Opinions of San Junipero. I mean, that's I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it. What if somebody hears this a conversation and then they're like, oh man, maybe I should finally try Black Mirror, because that's like a really nice one. Oh, cute mug. This is BlizzCon 20, whatever the last one I went to. BlizzCon mug has the key art on it from that. I am really crawling through this quest. That's okay. I'm mostly just here to talk. That's not it. I think part of my problem is that I keep confusing which area is valid and which area is not because of the large parts of my minimap that are valid. Here we go. Sure. I deleted TikTok from my phone for that exact reason. I once spent 5 hours on it by accident. Yeah. I wasn't always like that, but it kind of got worse and worse until I realized that I read a book that introduced the concept of doing like a cost-benefit analysis of what you get out of tools, because for the longest time it had been really hard for me to walk away from Reddit because I got something out of it, because there was education there and there was interesting things to read, and because it helped me learn things. And I'm like, how can a thing that has helped teach me so much be bad enough for me that I need to cut it out completely? And what I eventually ended up doing was really taking a hard look at, well, what am I getting out of Reddit? What does my life look like if I don't have that? Is there anywhere else I can get this thing, and do I need it? And then what is the harm that is being done? Because if you're somebody that doesn't, get hyper addicted or, struggle with compulsive media use or what else, Reddit can kind of do a number on the way that you think about people sometimes, just because there's like Reddit kind of hive mind opinions about different groups. And depending on what side of Reddit you're on, it can kind of end up twisting the way you look at stuff, which is messed up. But so depending on, lots and lots and lots and lots of people use Reddit casually and they get something out of it, and that's great. And then it's worth it for them. But for me, and for the amount of damage it was doing to me, it was not, I couldn't justify having any part of it. And the only way I found to keep myself off it is to keep it like blocked, like not like website blocker that I know the password for blocked, but like, blocked on the host file and through the website blocker, and then have my extensions page blocked by a password that is like 42 characters long and written down on a piece of paper that I have folded up and then zipped into a pouch and then locked into a box with a key that is like elsewhere, so that I have, because I need to have control over it. That's the thing, is I at one point wanted to just give somebody else the password, or completely get rid of the password. But the problem with that is that there's always once a year something, always troubleshooting, where I need to fix a thing and the answer is on Reddit and I just can't see it. And in that instance, I need to like go in for like a second to grab it and then try to get myself out before it's too late. So I need to be able to access it, but it has to be so difficult to access that I won't do it for anything less than just like an abject emergency. Any old content mount farms? No, I ran out of them. I ran out of old content mount farms that I could do easily, at least as far as bosses went. I could still do the pond nettle, the fishing grind from Argus, and I haven't done that yet, but that's just because with stuff like that, I feel like I've got newer and more interesting mounts that I could get first, I guess. So I haven't been grinding old mounts lately because I've been too busy grinding new mounts. Thoughts on the new seasonal affix? I hadn't heard of it. Is it new? Did we just find out? The last time I thought I heard about a new seasonal affix, I was getting pranked. So I'm skeptical now. Trust issues. Let me look a while ahead. It's not April 1st anymore. I'm safe, right? I'm trying to get out of here because I want to go do that Krog World quest. We have data mine guesses. Okay, well then I'll just wait. No, there is no sense in getting angry about something that is only in the data mining phase, with no context at all. Absolutely no point there. Scrolling on Instagram's For You page tends to suck me in real bad. I've heard a lot of people having experiences like that with TikTok and with Instagram because of the algorithm-driven content combined with how short form it is. YouTube can be the same way. People get addicted to YouTube, and I, to a lesser extent, can get into YouTube rabbit holes. But because most of the content is longer. Most of it is longer. It's harder to continue to justify. And it's easier for me to snap out of that. And then also my problem is that I have seen so much YouTube at this point in my life that my standards have gotten higher, and I've gotten annoyed with different things that often happen in YouTube content. So I'll like, you know, find a creator and then watch a bunch of their stuff and then get kind of burned out on it and then kind of move on. And I get to a point where there's just nothing to watch on YouTube because I haven't found anything new yet. And that's good because it lets me do other things with my life. I feel like some amount of YouTube is good for me because, why do I think YouTube is good for me? I like seeing what's currently successful on the platform to gauge what content that I could make that might work. And I think it's also, for me, watching YouTube, not watching WoW YouTube, oddly enough. I am broken in that I do not watch WoW videos or WoW streams, like, at all. I can barely squint and look at my own when I'm editing them, and that's, like, the end of it. For whatever reason, I'm just allergic to it. But I'll watch other content that's, like, more normie, like, lifestyle content, and I think it helps me to find out what I like and then think about why I like it, so I can figure out how to use those principles in content that I am making. Because that's originally how I started doing videos that started getting traction, was when I thought about, well, what's the video that I would like to watch? What is the thing I'm looking for that is not currently out there? All right, I need to pay a modicum of attention. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stopwatch it. Modicum of attention so that I can successfully do this world quest and not have it take me 10 minutes of my life. So we get him down to like half-ish. We do not Devouring Plague because that's a trap. And then the bag, you can keybind the bag with any macro that's extra action button, or some people will just have a direct keybind for their extra action button. I can grab mine. It's around here somewhere. I feel like it might be on a bar. I use this. All that is a /click extra action button 1 macro. There's easier ways to do it, but that's just what I got. Okay, I am paying attention. I have 2 frogs in my bag. I need 8 more. This one is ready. I clicked the button even though I did just pull out that macro. I need more. I can do 2 at a time. All right, we can Devouring Plague as long as they're high health, but then when I'm Devouring Plagued, I need to not also Mind Blast, is what I have found for, you know, withholding my great and vast powers from these poor creatures that I am about to feed to a bird. 2. So let's do 4. Why not? Going for it. So we can do this, and then that one's about ready. That thing needs to go away. This one's about ready. Oh, careful, careful. Eat, eat, eat. This one's about ready. And then this one's about ready. Did I get all 4 of them? Am I the best? I got 8 frogs, almost done. Lucky to find that many up, actually. Okay, I need 2 more. No, that one's a named one. That's Trinkle. He's Trixie. But I can do this, and then 1 more. I don't know if you need to be facing them or not, but I like to try. Yeah, so this will be number 10. And then we take him back. Up the hill to the bird. And play a shot, but I have no space for extra action buttons. I'm telling you, another bar that is purely dedicated to alt mods. I mean, maybe you already have this, but I was perennially running out of space for keybinds, and I had a dozen that were like main keybinds, and then I had a dozen that were mouse keybinds because I use a gamepad and mouse, but same thing could be said for a keyboard. And I would make like shift mod macros for certain buttons, but I would always be forgetting what's underneath one of them. And then I have this I made just an extra bar that is shift 1 through equals. So it's basically every button on my mouse, but just with a shift mod. And I could make another one that was the same thing with an alt mod if I wanted to. And then just having 12 buttons available on top so that I'm looking at, 36 total, turned out to be the right number for me to actually have them. So that was about 3 minutes approximately. Let me pull up my sheet. That one is called To Serve Spriggan, something like that. Copy the World Quest sheet. Got Phalanx of Humility today. Congratulations. To Serve Spriggan. Yeah, how do I not have a time for that one yet? Let's say 3:02, because I feel like it took me a second. Maybe 3:03. Yeah, so that's an average length world quest if you are paying attention and you don't accidentally kill him. Okay. Ooh, pet charms though. Ooh, anima though. This isn't what I meant to do today, but it is kind of happening and I'm not going to worry about it too much. Tonight we managed to kill all 10 bosses in Nathra Heroic in one single raid night with the guild. Pretty awesome feat. Congratulations, guys. Hello, Hazel. How are you? I'm good. I'm feeling pretty good. How are you? I did have, no, well, it's only 3:30. This isn't really a food story. It's a story that relates to edible stuff, but it's not like a meal story. It's not talking about a filling food. Does that count? Anyways, when I was at the beach, I mentioned that when it came nighttime, I stopped by a little general store and bought myself a can of wine to enjoy in my room. And at the store, I also picked up microwave popcorn because my apartment here does not have a microwave and I have not purchased one. I am trying the non-microwave life just to see if I can adjust. But my room had a microwave and I wanted to have popcorn in a movie. I had been craving popcorn. So I bought a box that contained 3 packets of microwave popcorn, brought one back, made it, good time. Then I came home and I had 2 packets of microwave popcorn with no microwave. Now, when I moved here, I didn't bring very much kitchen stuff, and I purchased what I felt were the bare minimum kitchen tools because I don't want to buy anything else because I am going to have to move again. I'm going to have to pack again. I'm going to have to donate or sell things that I don't want to pack, and every extra thing is just like a bunch of work that I do not need. So it's not, I don't just have a wok, right? Like laying around. There are tools that could solve this problem very easily that I do not have. So, but what I do have, I have a small pot with a lid. And then I have like a normal sized pan, but without a lid. And I had heard that you could heat up, I think this is how you make popcorn like normally. You can heat up the kernels in the oil from the bag, overheat, and they will pop. Like that's what microwaves do is they heat them up and then they pop, right? So you can do this on a pan on the stove. It is recommended to have a pan with a lid. However, the pot that I had with a lid is really quite a small pot. It wasn't really gonna be big enough, although maybe I should have tried that instead. But what I did have was a pan, and then I also had like a baking sheet. So I was like, well, at first what I tried to do is put the bag itself in the pan, just like the bag, because I figured maybe the pan could heat the bag up enough. And then I was staring at this thing, and I'm like, this is going to catch on fire. This is a bad idea. I regret everything. So then I opened the bag, and I had heated it up enough at that point for the oil inside of this prepackaged microwave popcorn to kind of melt. So it all kind of poured out into the pan pretty easy. And then I was cooking it, and I'm like, these are going to start to pop. So I need a lid. But of course I don't have a lid. What I have is a baking sheet, and not a full-sized one. The one that came with my toaster oven, which covers most but not all of the pan. But I figured, this is 85% of the pan opening. This is fine. Let's see what happens. So I discovered that making popcorn on your stovetop is extremely fun. It's very exciting, and it's a little messy if you don't have a lid that fully covers your pan. What I want is to buy just like regular popcorn kernels and then try making it myself, except that I don't have a big pan with a lid, and that seems important. I can try making just little small servings of popcorn in like my small pot with a lid, because I don't want to buy any more kitchen stuff for the aforementioned reasons. But it was so fun. I managed to pop most of it, and then I ate it while watching a Black Mirror episode, so that was nice last night. Yesterday was just a day where I was feeling gross and I wanted to eat bad food and watch television, and I did just that, and now I feel much better. But I managed to get most of it popped. A fair amount of it ended up just around the kitchen. So this morning I went around while I was making my coffee, or while my coffee was brewing, I went around and this morning I went and actually picked up all the extra popcorn and then wiped down all the surfaces that had hot oil on them, because that does happen. But it was a thrilling experience. 7 out of 10. Would do again. Maybe better equipment one day. Okay. I am doing this. Love the new office. Grats. Thank you. Longest world quest so far? Let me look at my list. So far, the longest world quest that I have logged, and this is just my own completion time, 4 minutes and 11 seconds. And that was for a thorn in their side, which is that southern one. It's a southern Ardenweald one where you're just you can pick up anima cones and use them on spirits, but you can also just kill mobs. And that one took me a little over 4 minutes. That's the longest one I think that I have here. 4 minutes and 2 seconds for Tough Crowd at one point. That's the one where you're discovering the boggarts in the audience. And I did that. 4 minutes and 39 seconds for Remedial Lessons. That one is Manifestations of Pride slain, and then Ancient Instructors restored, and then grabbing the scrolls off the shelf in Bastion. That one's really long. Are we talking about edibles? Who's talking about edibles? I wasn't talking about edibles. I was talking about regular food. Edibles are legal in Oregon, but I did not get lit on that particular trip. I think edibles are also legal in BC. So I would like to try that one day, but I would like to try it, not alone preferably. So I'm just going to leave that for a while. Not in a big hurry. If I die of a random act of weather or something like that, I don't think my last thoughts will be like, oh man, I never got to try weed. That's how my friend makes his popcorn with a normal pot. It did taste better than microwaved. My mind was blown in exactly the same way it was blown when I made oats on the stove instead of in the microwave. I'm like, what do you mean? It's just as fast and it tastes better. And it's arguably easier to clean because I can use like this nonstick thing. Like, what do you mean? I thought microwaves were supposed to make life easier. I just got used to it. Oh, man. Now Hazel tries to invent the Jiffy Pop. So I remember those foil tin. What word am I looking for? Little skinny thin pan things. And what I remember is them burning. I remember camping trips, fire, stoves, burning. I've never had one of those where it didn't burn, like burn. So I feel like it's not that hard to just do it in an actual pot. The trick is having a lid. I'm upset that soloing Torghast seems to be impossible after 9.1. Is that true? That doesn't sound true. I haven't tried it yet. That's on my list of things to do, is I want to mess with new Torghast. And then put together a video about what's different and thoughts. But I would be very surprised if you couldn't solo it anymore. Does your kitty eat popcorn? I hope not. I didn't give her any. Kitty eats cat food. Oh, no, said you were eating bad food. Now you ate popcorn. What was the bad food? Oh, I also, for dinner, had macaroni and tomato sauce with just like a bunch of cheese. And I didn't even make it. Did I make a salad? Did I have a spinach salad? No, I had a spinach salad the other night. So it was just noodles and tomato sauce and cheese and like a pretty good amount of it, just like a big bowl. And then I had a cupcake too. I might have even had 2 cupcakes. But this morning I spilled the noodles, the dry ones, on my floor. I knocked the box out of my cupboard and then all this dry macaroni went over the floor and I went, oh no, sadness. I mean, it's like $1 worth of sadness, but still, for anybody that wants to know, which is nobody because nobody asked, my favorite shape of pasta noodle is elbow macaroni. It's the best one. It's the yummiest. I like how it sits with the sauce. I like that it's easy to eat. It's my favorite. I was thinking that as I watched it spill across the floor this morning. I'm like, man, that's my favorite one. I like it with tomato sauce. I like it with Alfredo sauce. I like it with cream of mushroom soup. I like it with cheese sauce. I don't like it just with butter. I know some people growing up would make like butter noodles, and that was never really my thing. Shadowlands looks beautiful. What do you think about this expansion compared to others? Visually, easily the best one. Shadowlands is gorgeous visually, and I think I'm having a really fun time with the content too. From the office tour, you shoot off crystals. Where did you search to find them? Can't find them anywhere. Let me see if I can pull up an Amazon list, an Amazon link of the exact one that I bought. I was basically looking for Suncatcher crystals to distinguish from Suncatcher stickers. I've never tried the stickers, but the crystals just felt Sun crystals for window. I have a couple different types of them, but there's one in particular that I bought twice now. They're not super refined. Like if you look at them up close, you will notice that they are, like the hole might not be drilled completely evenly, but you just hang them with like some fishing line. Is that it? Yeah. It should say purchase though, because I've definitely bought these things twice. What about these ones? Is that it? Yeah, purchase 2 times. Okay. Add to list. Office, kitchen, and miscellaneous. Okay, and then let me grab an affiliate link. Text. It's $10 for 2 of them. They're fairly heavy, so be aware of what you hang them on. I have managed to hang them on command strips, but I would not hang them on anything really flimsy because they do have a little bit of weight to them. Okay, there you go. Okay. My windows. I'm covering chat. There we go. Do you guys have penne? Yeah, those are good. I always found that penne hold like a lot of sauce, and that sometimes when I bite it, it gets too fast. It explodes out too quickly, and then you've just got like a mouthful that is like largely sauce. I enjoy the sauce to noodle ratio of the elbow macaroni. I'm a fettuccine guy myself. When I was a kid, I would not. I mean, I would eat it because I wasn't a total brat. I was a medium brat, but I did not like long noodle pasta. I only liked short noodle pasta. So anything like spaghetti, linguine, fettuccine, I was not about, because I didn't like the long noodles. I wanted short noodles, you know, penne and cavatappi and rigatoni and macaroni. I wanted short noodles, and I still can't. And I when I was a kid, I swore they tasted better, which my parents thought was really funny because obviously it's the same stuff. But I swore that they tasted better. And to this day, I do still prefer them, but I think it's mostly because it's easier to eat without getting sauce on the sides of your face, because I'm not very coordinated. Yeah. What missives do you have in your legendary? I don't know if you want to use the same ones. I would look up a guide. I don't know if what I did was the right thing. For my Holy Priest legendaries, I went Crit Mastery. Because those are good stats for Holy Priests. And then, what am I doing? I keep going to Ouroboros. I don't mean to go to Ouroboros. You know what? I'm going to the Maw. I think that's why I went to Ouroboros, is because I wanted to go to the Maw. Well, wanted is a strong word, but I need to do my Maw weeklies. I need to do my Maw weeklies, and I must get them done now. CG3211 with a brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Also, I missed Ellie with a 2 months in advance, 2-month resub. Thank you. And Silver Trans had some bits. Swear it tastes different depending on shape. I mean, depending on shape, it's going to have a different way that it sits with the sauce. The noodle itself, I mean, maybe there's different recipes. I don't know. All right. What am I doing? What's up with my life? I'm here to do weeklies. I get that thing where you enter a new room and you forget what you came for often in WoW, except I enter a new zone and I'm like, wait, why am I here? I already have the weeklies picked up. So here, let me stop tracking that. Stop tracking that. Stop tracking this. I have a lot of Path of Ascension I need to do, and it's going to be so painful because it's hard now, and I'm not good, and I don't want to confront that yet. I'm just not ready. But there's so much stuff behind it. I feel like after having really struggled through Path of Ascension, I will feel more empowered or excited about doing the other 3 activities, because they can't be worse than this, at least in terms of difficulty. All right, Path of Ascension, that's a Pelagos thing. Okay, so I have 3 weeklies, and then there's also dailies out here. I'm going to go to Perdition Hold first, because I may as well. What's the vendor situation like? Is there anything? I have 4,000 Stygia. I've never gotten that thing, but I don't think I really need it. It's fine. I have 2 charges left in my Cypher. Use hidden teleport points in Torghast. Oh, interesting. Any permanent upgrades I am going to buy, because I don't have them yet, and I should do that. Let me see. I didn't believe I had that yet. Okay. What is this thing? Huh, interesting. Zeester, thank you for the 6-month reset. Thank you very much for being here. And then also Flamin' Sharks with a brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. WoW is dying. What'll you do after WoW? Oh man, I've heard that one before. I can't imagine where. If WoW's dying, it's taking its sweet time. I'm not saying that I'll never do anything else with my life. That's just a bridge that I plan to cross later. I would probably make an attempt to segue into covering other games based on what I'm enjoying at the time. Because if WoW truly died and like shut down, it wasn't active anymore, I'm probably going to find another game to spend time on. I don't see myself just like getting into exercise. So and whatever I was into, I would make content for. but I have heard that before. Astonishing amount of times. Okay, so if I'm going to Perdition Hold, I actually had a teleport, I think. Teleport option Torghast is great. It puts portals at each end of the big chains and other lines where it's easy to fall off. Oh, I didn't know that. I just kind of thought, I was expecting it to give me teleports around, like, the Torghast antechamber, and then I was going to be mad about that because, like, you don't need them. So your thing makes more sense. Full-time Valheim streamer. I don't know about all that. I think that I could see myself doing a couple of videos for Valheim, but there's a limit to how much content, because it doesn't seem like a game that's going to be as a service. It seems like a game that will eventually be finished. Oh, this won't take me to Perdition Hold. It'll take me to the Tremaculum or the Beast Warrens. I'm not going to those places just yet. Do you currently squeeze in any other games? Sometimes. Lately, no. This past week, I have not been playing anything that's not WoW. I haven't even touched Valheim. And I've only been playing WoW on streams. This past week, outside of WoW, I have been wandering around outdoors. I know I just said I didn't exercise, but I've been wandering around outdoors, and I've been... what else have I been doing? Sleeping? I took some naps. I guess I went to the beach. I've been trying, I guess, being outside. The weather's getting nicer, which I think is a factor there. I played a little bit of Restaurant Empire, which is a pretty awful management sim that I was just nostalgic about from my past. I've been on and off over the last, like, year. I've dipped into Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing and Dark Souls 2, or pardon me, 3 specifically, because I've started Dark Souls 3 so many times and I've never finished it. What is it I need to do here? I need to slay 5 people and 3 people and 1 person, and I guess I need to slay this person to open the door. If WoW dies, you could start painting miniatures and make videos documenting your learning. Could do. That sounds more like a video that you could make. I have no desire to start painting or collecting miniatures, mostly because they're extra things that I would have to then have and keep or get rid of. It would be a weird performance art piece to spend a video painting a miniature and then spend another one casting it into the sea and then spending another one diving back into the sea to save the sea for my littering. But I don't want to, like, just have stuff piling up around the house. So that's what I really like about nail art, is that I can spend some time painting something teeny tiny and then enjoy it for a week and then take a photo and then it's gone. And I don't have to worry about storing it or having it get dusty. I heard of this up-and-coming game called Fortnite. Just picture you getting all those victory royales. One thing I like to do is I like to kind of browse around gaming YouTube to see what the wider YouTube gaming sphere is like, just to kind of get a feel for what's popular. And sometimes I daydream about if I had a bajillion dollars because I started playing Minecraft at the right time or whatever. But there's a world where I see a game that is both popular that also interests me where I make content for it, but I don't really know. I need to kill one of these, but only one of them. It's got 159k health. Let's try to kill it and find out what happens. I bet this is fine. The problem is that I'm going to kill this. It's the very first one I'm killing, and it's going to, like, respawn or something. Excuse you. How are you going to roar when I literally just use silence? It's a physical roar? Ow. There's a trick. This does seem pretty soloable, at least this mob. My problem with Perdition Hold is when I try to run through it and not fight things, because I don't have an aggro drop. I'm not a night elf. I am not a hunter. Fade does not remove aggro. It just diminishes it. So if you're the only person that has aggro on a mob, it will not get you out of combat. Give a mini to patrons. Cute idea. Involves a lot of logistics. I am very, very not excited about mailing stuff that involves mailing parcels. There's a reason I avoid it so strongly. Do you think they're working on WoW too? I think they're working on stuff. I would be surprised if they were working on an MMO sequel, because I don't think that a new MMO is a good use of money in 2021, especially for a company that currently has the rights to the currently most popular MMO. Cost-benefit analysis of them making a new one seems really bad when they could just, you know, like, maintain the current one without having to redevelop anything, not have to worry about somehow porting an audience to a new game, and then just make mobile games or whatever they think is going to be popular next. I timed my first 14 yesterday. I had most engines at 6 to 7. Thanks for all the tips and inspiration. That is a fast climb. Congratulations. I got a Skyrim stamping plate and nails have dragons on them. That is phenomenal. I do still mail stuff for patrons. I mail letters or like cards that fit in like paper mail though, because that way I can just buy stamps and I can put them in like any mailbox. I don't have to like go to a post office because I don't always have access to the car. Yeah, it's that works out for me because I can handle that from my own place. How many years before an expansion launch do they start working on it? My understanding is that they're always working on the next expansion and that they have rough strokes ideas of what the one after that is going to be like. I don't know if that, like, how that lines up right now, but I would imagine that they have at least some amount of idea of what's happening next, even if they don't have, they're probably not, like, coding it yet. I have no idea. I've never worked in game development. But I remember hearing somewhere in like an interview or something that they're usually one expansion ahead in terms of working in some capacity. You know, how realized it is maybe. It seems less likely that they have like a fully realized next expansion just because of how flexible it feels like they are with what they're working on next. But you never know. Maybe they have alternating teams. Sell each mini. Until I can just vaporize a mini into the air in front of me in my home without having to see anybody and have it appear somewhere else, it doesn't get around the shipping issue. I've often thought about, you know, whenever I'm donating clothes, there's always the option, you know, there's like apps and there's websites, there's like Poshmark and stuff where if your clothes are in good shape, you can sell them to people and you can buy clothes that way too. And while I can buy things online, I have never sold my stuff online just because, like, to anything that couldn't be picked up because I don't want to ship things. I always wanted to be a game dev. When I was in high school, I took a class for it. I learned how much I hate and am bad at coding. Game dev seems like one of those fields that, because so many people want to do it, they can kind of get away with taking advantage of people's passion. And that while some of the game is the interesting part of, like, actually, or so you know, parts of it, I'm sure, are very fun and exciting and interesting to be able to work on those decisions. It seems to me that game dev involves very few of the fun parts of gaming and creativity, and a lot of, at least for a game like WoW, it's a lot of trying to keep a very grumpy, you know, alligator pit happy while being probably underpaid for the amount that you could get if you just went to work for a software company, and then while also not even having the job stability that you would want to. It seems like there are a lot of downsides that you have to be willing to just kind of grin and bear for the fact that you are a game dev, and that's such like a venerated idea. Always seemed like a rough deal. I have a lot of respect for game devs because it does not look easy in the slightest. Yeah. I need to kill one of those guys. Do I need... Oh, for a moment I thought it said 2 of 15. I'm thinking 15? Calm down. So many avenues you can do besides coding. That is a very good point. There's also a lot of things you can do with coding that's not game dev. I know of quite a few people that do really well in software engineering and software development that are just not close to game development, but because of that, almost they make more money. There's good jobs in software for sure. Ex game dev can confirm not easy. Crunch sounds scary. I don't think that crunch is necessarily exclusive to game dev, but I think it's probably more pronounced and they can get away with it a little more. Hopefully something that we're starting to phase out now. I've read more op-eds against it. I don't know if that means anything, but you know, you can hope. Now that we're right around the halfway point and I have already broken the seal in terms of food talk, you know what I want to make real bad that I've been like procrastinating on all week is I want to make an apple crumble, but like a little baby one. I want to make a single serving or like a 2 serving apple crumble because I have like 2 apples. I guess I have more now, but I have like 2 apples And I'm just not in the mood to eat them like regular apples. I want to bake them with like cinnamon and stuff. And then I'm like, well, I have oats, and you know, pie is annoying. Pie is delicious, and pie is a worthy pursuit and use of your time. But pie, you know, pastry is a little more, you know, there's a reason people made cobbler and crumble is because it's a lot easier. And I'm like, I have all the stuff for this. Surely you could do this in a small scale in a toaster oven. And while the apples I have are not necessarily baking apples, if I could just find 2 more myrmidons, goodness gracious, golly gee. I feel like I want to at least try. And the problem is that I have been trying to make it after dinner, and usually after I've done dinner and then done dinner dishes, I am not motivated to then get up and make dessert. It's difficult for me to want to bake in the evening. I like baking in the afternoons, but usually I'm doing other things. Or asleep. Oh, there's a myrmidon in there. All right. Excited to finally have Twitch working. Get to see you on here. Welcome. Apple crumble rules. You know what I got recently is I am this basic. I bought a little jar of spice, and it's called pumpkin pie spice. And all it is a spice blend. It's got like cardamom and cinnamon and like, I don't know, other stuff. Cardamom and cinnamon and other stuff. Maybe some cloves in there. But it's like pre-mixed, and it was cheap is the thing. It was like super on sale. I think it was going to be cheaper than buying the things separately and mixing them myself. And then it had like a cute little pumpkin on the jar, and I wanted to have spices that had a cute little pumpkin on the jar. And then I want to take the cute little pumpkin jar spices, and I want to put them on apples, and I want to bake them in my toaster oven. I should just, maybe I should do it before dinner. Maybe that's the move. But then I might not eat dinner. If I make it before dinner, I might just have crumble for dinner. Let me see. We just had a tip. Thank you very much. Amalthea with a $5 tip. Appreciate it. Okay, am I getting anywhere with my life here? I just ate some oatmeal with that exact same pumpkin spice. Oh, I should put it on my oats. Oh, that's a brilliant idea. Maybe once I'm done with the blueberries. Ooh, what if I pre-baked the apples in the spices and I put them in the fridge, and then in the morning when I'm making my breakfast oats, I put those on top of it. I'm hungry for tomorrow's breakfast. It's not even afternoon yet. I mean, it is. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't like this quest. There's a reason I never do this. This is why. It's not good. It's a group quest and I'm trying to solo it, and that's why this hurts so badly. But like, ugh. I need the rep. Otherwise I would not. Dinner would be crumbling. Cook apples in pan. Toast the topping. When you say cook apples in pan, what do you mean? In a pan in water? In butter? Probably not dry. That seems like it wouldn't work. Sounds like an oatmeal meant for the gods. I did not appreciate oatmeal when I was a kid. I would have it reasonably often, but we would just have like those little packets of like quick oats, and you would just like pour boiling water into them, and they would kind of become glue, and you would just eat your sugary glue. And even they were fine. We ate them. We used to get like those big combo packs from Costco, and then the maple and brown sugar would always go first, and then the apples would always go last because they were not good. But I thought that's what oats were, and I thought because they were quick oats that they must be the technologically superior form of oats, and that these other oats were inferior. And it wasn't for the longest time. It wasn't until, I don't remember when I decided to try making oats normally. I think it was around when the overnight oats craze started really getting underway. Let's, I guess, finish off these smaller guys so that they can stop punching me while I'm working on this horrific thing that is the last one I need, at least. All right, there we go. Yeah, overnight oats started becoming a thing, and I'm like, oh, that looks good, except that I don't want it to be cold because I want them to be hot. And then it was like, well, aren't regular oats hot? And then it was like, how do people make regular oats? This is a thing people have been making for hundreds of years. I should figure out how they did it. If somebody 200 years ago could make this in a little tin pot over a fire, then surely I, with my wonders of modern stoves and nonstick technology, can make myself some oats for breakfast. So I like Googled it, and then I, tried it. I made it with a microwave for the longest time before I moved here, but turns out not that hard. Delicious. And then where it really, like, if you're just making oats, that's kind of boring. It's fine. I add like some chia seeds, that's fine. But where it gets good is you get fruit in there, right? So you can buy frozen fruit. Any of the berry blends are good. Tropical blends are good. Blueberries are amazing, although they have a lot of water in them, something to be aware of. But yeah, you get fruit in there, and then, you know what? Is that World Quest? Is that daily going to be good? It's in Perdition Hold. Surely it must be worth more rep or something. Ugh, but like all the mobs respawned. I get really whiny when I'm in the mob. Yeah, you get some frozen fruit, or what I've been doing lately is I've had extra fresh fruit, and I don't always eat fresh fruit all by itself just as a snack, because if I'm gonna have a snack, I usually want something that's not fruit. But I will absolutely put it on top of my oats or on top of ice cream, or, you know, on top of other stuff. So I will load up like oats with like a fresh banana and then like a fresh pear, or peaches or plums or mangoes, or like whatever, anything really. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. All right, oh dear, all right. Ugh. Oh no, oh no. This is the end for me. Surely I will never recover. Yeah, no. The overnight oats with dried cranberries and walnuts? Is it worth doing mod dailies before 9-1? So the reason, oh no, my Stygia. The reason I am doing it is because I never finished my mod rep. I never finished my Venari rep, and I want a mount. If you don't care about the mount, then no, there's no reason to do this. You do not need to grind Venari and well, not no reason, but you don't need to grind it for, you do not need it for sockets. You will not be able to socket 9.1 gear. You don't need it for conduits. They cap at 226. What you do need it for is there is a total of 14,000 Stygia required to buy new 9.1 cosmetics. There are 2 mounts and 1 pet that are on Death's Advance, so new rep vendors in exchange for Stygia. So you want to hang on to at least that much, or grind at least that much if you want to be able to buy those. However, that's not to say that you won't get Stygia from doing 9.1 stuff that you can spend on those, so I wouldn't stress about it too much. I'm doing it because I didn't never finish Venari rep, and I want the Bound Shadehound, and you need to be appreciated by Venari, and she's only cordial with me, so that's why I'm out here, is because I never finished this rep. Most people that played the game the way it was intended will have finished this rep. I just hated them all so much that I like refused. Look at all of them. They're little ones though. They're lobies. They're babies. That's my body, isn't it? All right. Yeah, corpse of me. Corpse of my mistakes. Well, all right. Well, I'm already in here. I was thinking about... Oh, it's like... Is it in a cave? Don't you dare be in a cave. It's in a cave. I'm leaving. Absolutely not. Done with Torghast for today. Sheesh. You did it. Grinded for sockets till I get Keystone Master. 2.3 Raider IO. Haven't done a single mod daily. Yeah. 2.3k. Goodness gracious, golly gee. Checked all my other alts, sent them my main. I have officially made myself hungry. I think the apple talk really did it. Although I cannot complain about lunch. I was kicking myself because I wanted to meal prep like some beans or some lentils or something. I've been meaning to, ever since I finished the hummus, I've been meaning to cook up something else, and I haven't gotten around to it because I have to think about it like at least a half an hour in advance, and that's, I don't, you know, forward thinking is not a strong point of mine. So all right, I've got 2 more weeklies. I'll turn in this one just to see what I've gotten for my, like, what feels like an hour of effort. Also, I should take a real short break. I do like Torghast. Yeah, I do like it. I'm looking forward to having hopefully more reasons. I'm looking forward to having more reasons to run it again in 9.1 because we'll need it for the new Soul Ash to upgrade our legendaries further. Just started playing healer? Awesome. Which one do you pick? Which one have you chosen? Okay, so let's do this, and then I'm going to take a real short break. What did I get? 700 Stygia and 1,210 reputation. Your human racial does apply to that. That's why I got a little bit more than average. I don't know what the average is, but I'm assuming my human racial applies to that, so that's nice. I need another, what, 10k? Ooh, I have 2 Paragon caches. Wow, I didn't know that. Ooh, one of them's Undying Army. There's a mount from that. I should do that. I should finish at least, well, yeah, I need another like 11k rep for this. Pandaren Priest. Oh, cute. Also got through twisting layers 1 through 8. That's awesome. Congratulations. Healed a couple of heroic dungeons as a resto shaman for call to arms. Not sure how you do it. Not my thing. Oh man, how does one finish Paragon caches? So you can turn them in. There's NPCs where you turn them in. The Ardenweald marker is wrong. It's actually up here-ish by Heart of the Forest. It is not out in the ocean. Well, the either ocean. But yeah, you go turn them in at an NPC. This one I think isn't on the map at all, but I'm pretty sure I'll find it. And then you get them by grinding 10,000 rep past Exalted. So you'll fill up these bars there. Okay, I am going to be right back very shortly. It kind of looks like I killed her. You good, Muffin? She's purring. Yeah, Bella gets one pet That is the correct amount of belly pets for that particular cat. A Wild Kiru, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Don't mind me, I just smashed a... Smash? Is that a word people use for eating food? I just crushed a granola bar real quick because all that food talk made me hungry. Like, those thanks for the bits. Thanks for everything you do. Wishing you the best. Oh, thank you. Recently reset. Thanks, Nunu. I don't see you on my list, but sometimes Twitch can get buggy about that. Oh, to WoW, I see. well then, WoW thanks you. Oh, man. Okay, I was trying to decide if I should do more. I'm gonna at least go do my weeklies. I can't make any promises for the dailies, but if I'm gonna get this rep done, I need to at least do my weeklies out here. So, I'm gonna go do at least one more of them. Maybe I'll collect some death motes or something. At least I have a map. Or a mount, rather. First time in your stream, love your YouTube videos. Thinking about linen pants. I got some. I'm wearing one pair of them. I bought one pair that was just kind of like cropped and slimmer, and I'm wearing them now, and I love them very much. They're fantastic because they're like comfy, but they also, I feel like if I wore real shoes, and they could almost look like an outfit. But then I got another pair that I was really excited about that's like wider leg and like taller and like high rise and like really kind of glamorous but still comfy. And I just got them today and they don't fit. So I have to send them back, which I am sad about because it means I'm going to have to, like, I already have a shipping label for them, but it means I have to take them to like a FedEx, and I'm not looking forward to that. But I was wearing them and I'm like, could I get them tailored because they're too big for me? I thought I knew my pant size, and I guess I just don't, because every time I buy pants in this size, they're like a little too big. But I swear, as soon as I go down a size, I don't want them to be too small. That's a nightmare. So I always buy a little big, I guess. That's just what size I am, but clearly not, at least not in those pants. So I was looking at them and I'm like, well, I could get them tailored. There's a tailor. I know where one is. I've never been in there, but you know, it can't. I have other stuff I need to get tailored. I could maybe keep them, but like, there's enough wrong with them that I should probably just get them in the correct size. And at that point, especially given how much I like these ones, I'm probably just going to return them and then not replace them. There is time for pants later in my life. I have a sufficient amount for now. I will use smash as a term to eat food right now, but only in my head. You ever visit, you know, your parents on a holiday and you just like really smash that traditional dessert? Oh dear. Schedule a pickup from the mailman? That doesn't sound true. That doesn't sound like a thing, especially when like the package is like labeled for like a courier service. It feels like that wouldn't be free. What add-ons to use? I got a whole list of them. All right, well, I'm 3 motes in. I need another 6. I guess this one's not so bad. It's mostly just the Perdition Hold weekly that I hate, but that's the one that gives the most stuff, so I like can't get away with not doing it. Ay. Pants are a crutch. I mean, pants are important for me to feel as though my furniture is protected from my butt, and also to, you know, make it a little more acceptable to go outside and not get cold. It's nice to wear clothes because then you're less cold. But the trick that I'm finding is that I have decided I will never wear uncomfortable pants again unless I really need to for some job, or unless they make me look really good and I am also invested in looking that good, right? Like, sometimes there are pants and they hurt, but they like look really good. But then you're like, what am I really gonna get out of looking that good? Maybe I should just wear the pants that make me feel like a human being and then just not worry about it, right? What other fun stuff do you do to fill the time until 9.1? Probably, like, in WoW, I would say alts and then PvP are the big ones. Not that I've been spending a lot of time with PvP, but it's on my list, at least as far as getting the Vicious Mount done. But there are so many collectibles that are tied to covenants that I want to have at least one alt of each covenant pretty much set up and, like, done the campaign and, you know, grinding anima and buildings and stuff to get, like, mounts and whatnot, because I would like to have most of them by the end of Shadowlands. I don't know about all of them. Another thing is I am at some point going to start, and have been kind of casually pecking away at grinding, fine, polished pet charms for that 10,000. There's a new pet coming in 9.1 that costs 10,000 pet charms off of a vendor, and I would like one, so I'm going to need a lot of pet charms. I'm always aggroing the elites that you're not supposed to aggro, but, like, they were walking in my way. If they didn't want me to fight them, they should have been less in my way. You don't want me to change my way. Oh, half-buried souls, fine. How do you think Priest will do in 9-1? I don't know. I'm the wrong person to answer that, because I couldn't tell you how Priest did in 9-0, and I've been playing one. I feel like I've been doing fine, but I've heard a lot of people complaining that they weren't, so I don't know what's true. I imagine, like, at all times, it will be viable at mid to high range content, depending on how much effort you're willing to put in, and it will be better than some things and worse than others. But I'm never very plugged into the meta, so I'm just not a good source for that kind of thing. Any ideas for the next gold sync mount? They could do I don't think they'll ever add anything as useful as the auctioneer mount, because frankly, I think they regret adding something that useful, and that's why we don't have it anymore, at least on the vendor. So I could see them doing things that are less useful, such as like a barbershop mount. But they could also, you know, gold sync mounts don't have to have a utility on them. They can just do, you know, mounts that are just mounts, right? Like we have the albino, the pale hide direhorn. This mount cost 500,000 gold, and it isn't even unique. That is a straight recolor. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't want to fight a pain golem. I wasn't gonna, but then I got kicked into him. I don't like this place. Oh, he hurts. Go away. I don't want it. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you. Have a wonderful day. It's the Brutosaur Pet Charms resource sync item. That's what I love about it. That's half the reason why I like the Brutosaur so much. It's great to have an auction house, but I also feel I enjoy having a mount that costs me 5 million gold. I enjoy having a mount that costs me 500,000 gold, even if I never ride it. Just because in my mind, it's a way of saving that accomplishment, so to speak, to my account forever. It's just another way to, you know, stretch resource sinks are fun to me because they are a record of having spent a lot of time grinding a resource, which is just a thing you can do in WoW. All right, well, quick, before he comes back. One. And there's another one back here. But yeah, certainly not for everybody. Opinion on this? People like it. I like Holy so much that I've never really given it a fair shot, because it's hard for me to be a disciplined priest when I could just be a holy priest because I like Holy so much. Who are you? Rakazar. He doesn't drop anything in particular. I want souls, but I don't want to fight those big boys for them. And I'm like halfway through my Eye of the Jailer. I got some room. It was fine. There's just a fight step. Remember the shuffle streams? Fondly. Love my longboy. I'm so glad I did the grind, although I hated it at the time. I really enjoyed having a reason to make gold. I kind of wish that there was an expensive mount to work towards now, because I haven't been making gold actively in 905 at all, and that's an activity I really could have dumped a lot of time into if I felt like I had something in particular to work towards. Yes, there's always the black market auction house, and yes, there are items that could pop up on it that I don't have yet, such as the Heavenly Onyx Cloud Serpent and like the, you know, the Zolgar Rub Tigers and whatnot. There are things I could save for on the BMAH, but that feels... I don't like saving for something that I don't even know, you know, exactly what the price would be or when it might come up or if I could even get it. There's too many unknowns there for it to feel like I've accomplished the thing when I saved the gold for it. The variable price really ruins the grind for me. So the fact that there's no current gold sync has kind of bummed me out a little bit, because they could have added a recolor of an existing mount and then been like 2 million gold, and I would have been like, ooh, right? Cupcake Chaos, thank you for giving out 5 gift sets. Cheers, congrats to those who picked them up. Yeah, they are less fun for the BMAH. I'm glad that somebody else understands. It could have been a recolor too. And then people would have been mad. Like if they had announced, what's a Shadowlands mount? Let me see, Bastion. If they had announced, like a Larian or like a frog, like maybe there was an Arboreal Gulper, but it had like gold moss or something instead of blue moss. And they said, that one's 2 million gold. People would have flipped their lids in Wowhead comments and whatever, being like, this is a lazy recolor, you're just trying to take my gold. When that's content for someone that wants a goal to work towards in terms of gold farming. It's just a different way of looking at it. It's not like Blizzard profits from my gold. They profit from my time, sure. But, I guess maybe with the token, there's some argument somewhere about how they profit from my gold, but I mostly just like having goals. I want to find 2 more of these souls, and then I want to leave this horrific place. Bought a few boxes in my time. I always regret it. Wouldn't mind a mobile bank mount. That feels like something that would be cool, but I don't know if they would do it because it feels a little too useful, and could run into the same problems they had with the auctioneer mount. I already paid $1 million gold for those BFA frogs. Yeah, me too. Worth it. I even bought the ugly one. I don't know about that, but I want, yeah. Wait, I saw it. No, I didn't see it. I thought I saw a buried soul. I'm so close. Let me leave. Sometimes I've been avoiding content, and when I finally get around to doing it, I'm like, oh, hey, this is actually kind of cool. I've been missing out. I should have tried this earlier. And then sometimes I've been avoiding content, and then I go do it, and I'm like, yep, that was for a reason. This is not a place I like. I swear the only reason people bought the auctionist mounts to troll me when they know I'm using it. I'm sure some people do that. I still feel like the ultimate Brutosaur troll is to kick your vendors off of it. It will mean that you don't show up on the mats for people that are tracking auctioneers, but people will run up to it not knowing that you've removed your auctioneers, and then that's a troll, because at least then they don't start engaging with it. You just got there like 30 seconds for running up to it. I don't do it, but people could. I will say that sometimes I'm on my Brutosaur mount and using it, and then sometimes I have to leave and I do not wait for someone to finish using it, because there's never going to be a time when somebody isn't using it. People kind of come up continually. So I'm sure that while sometimes it's probably intentional and people are actually messing with you, I'm sure more of the time, or at least other times, it is just that they're going somewhere, you know. There we go. Oh. Excuse you. Nod reigns of the Battlebound Warhound drop for me. Congratulations. Love your hair. Want to do mine like that? Why, thank you. I like my color very much. I am looking forward to growing it out because I want it to be longer. But the purple's really nice. I like that it's a more muted color. The bright colors are fun, but they can be difficult to color balance for in footage sometimes. Why does Kira look like she's contemplating life in a corner? She does have a knack for turning around to give the camera like I keep adjusting the camera to get a better angle of her, and she keeps spitting. My friends thought I was crazy to buy the mount, but now they asked me to mount on it so they can use the AH. I don't think anybody thought I was crazy for buying the mount. I feel I'm not the only person in my guild with the mount, but I do still feel as though it adds something. I feel like somebody has wasted less of their time by inviting me to a group, because at least I can help them get like potions and stuff before we start the dungeon, you know. I offer something in exchange for putting up with me and my puns. Okay, so there was another, 900 and then 900. All right, okay. Weeklies, sure. Yeah, I'll do the weeklies. I'm not doing the dailies though. I'm getting out of here. I want to go get those. I want to go get those. Let's do that. Raccoon money. I enjoy the name a lot. It invites a lot of mental imagery and questions. Raccoon money, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. What do they spend their money for? Are they saving it? Are they stealing it? Are they laundering it? Are they laundering it like cotton candy? Husband and I worked together to each buy the mount. It reinvigorated my love for WoW. Tom Nook, true. Tom Nook is a Tanuki though, right? He's not exactly a raccoon. Oh, look at all this animal. Look at all the animal on the map. Oh. I'm gonna go Ardenweald first, just to get that one turned in, and then I need to stop by Maldraxxus, because that one could have a mount. The Ardenweald Paragon Cache also has a chance to contain a mount, but I got lucky and I got that one recently. That's the Amber Arden Moth. If you don't have this yet, you want to keep working. If you don't have this yet and you also want it, if you meet those 2 criteria, then you want to keep working on doing Ardenweald World Quest, particularly last week. It's over now, but there was a World Quest bonus week where there was extra rep from World Quests, because it has a chance to drop from those Paragon caches you get after 10k rep. Anecdotally, the drop rates for the mounts aren't awful, but it's hard to really pin them down because, you know, tough to get data. So let's head over here. Thinking about getting back into WoW after Legion. Do you think it's worth grinding and playing this game again? If you want to, and you have enjoyed it in the past, I think so. If you have played WoW before but not really liked it and it was just kind of something to do, then probably not. And it also kind of hinges on whether you have people to play with and whether you prefer playing with people. I've been having a wonderful time in WoW, but I am easy to please and I often have a wonderful time in WoW. Somebody that, you know, sometimes people don't like WoW, but they keep trying to figure out if maybe they do and they just don't. What are we talking about? There's a conversation and I'm like only catching bits of it. Something about PTR. Yeah. Info about new patches before it comes out is very is interesting but should be taken with a grain of salt because, you know, stuff gets reported on as soon as we have any hint of glimpse of either of it existing, which means that we get posts about data mining, you get rumors posts, and some of that stuff happens and some of that stuff doesn't. And some of it happens later and then some of it looks very different by the time it hits the game. And even when they actually implement stuff on the PTR or it makes it to the official PTR patch notes, even then it still often will change because it's in development. So it's interesting to keep up with stuff, but nothing is for sure until it's happened. And honestly, in this game, nothing is for sure forever anyway. Sometimes things happen and they get implemented and then they get hotfixed and they get changed and they get, you know, the game evolves over time. So nothing is true. Nothing is forever. Believe nobody. Trust no one. Can Blizzard control what is data mined and what can't be? I am underinformed on this topic because I don't fully understand the technical side of things, but my amateur understanding is that Blizzard can encrypt things to prevent them from being data mined. I don't think that means that the absence of that encryption means that they're ready for people to look at stuff, because I've definitely seen stuff data mined that seemed like it was not supposed to be seen yet. But they have their ways, otherwise every secret that happened over the last 5 to 6 years would have been solved by data mining. They have ways of hiding stuff. I don't understand how it works, but they can do it. Peak 3-day weekend energy, bottle of wine, large pizza, world quest. Oh, that's the life. I almost ordered pizza last night. I was gonna do it. And then I made pasta instead because I already had it. Because I'm kind of on a kick right now of like, I'm trying to not replace my groceries until I need to. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to starve. I will buy food when I am out of food. But when I first moved here, I like got a lot of groceries and I stocked up on a lot of stuff. And now I'm trying to make a point of eating through at least most of it before I go shopping again. And it turns out you can make like a lot of stuff off of what I bought so far. I don't know why I'm doing this world quest. Oh, I need to open the supplies. I think that I have everything that could drop from that. So, but the Paragon caches are still fun because there's gold, or there's items that are worth gold, or maybe it's just gold. I think it's just gold from the Paragon caches, and then callings have items that are worth gold. But you know, roughly 4K, 3,000 to 4,000 gold for each one, which is not too bad. I'm about 650K currently. So Wild Hunt supplies 3,500, just straight up gold, not too bad. These quests just give you, they just give you Death Blossom, and I have quite a bit of Death Blossom. Your favorite kind of pasta? Ah, you missed it. We were talking about this earlier. Elbow macaroni, if we're just talking noodle shape. If we're talking dish, I'm usually a big fan of mac and cheese, or anything with like a cream-based sauce that highlights different cheeses. So mac and cheese. But you know, Alfredo's also good. Also good. Also less likely to stain stuff. Okay, I want to go to Maldraxxus because I wanna get that other Paragon cache because it could contain a mount, and then also there's like world quests out there. There's like anima to get. There's a little anima out there. I should I don't know what should, but there's an argument to be made for playing my hunter because I've been kind of feeling that lately. You know what I might do is I might get up a little earlier tomorrow and then play some WoW before I start working. I wonder if that's a bad idea. I wonder if it'll make it harder for me to switch to working later. Because every morning when I get on and I sit down and I do a thing, I'm like, man, there's a world quest out here. What if I could just do world quests? But that's a mistake. That's a trap. I'm going, I guess here. I don't remember exactly where they turn in. Here's a good start. I do like brie. I was thinking about my favorite cheese today because something I've been doing lately is personally celebrating cheese. I am somebody that is not lactose intolerant. I can digest cheese just fine. And I feel as though, on behalf of everybody that cannot, that would like to, I should really enjoy the cheeses that I love. Not in incredible quantities, but the grocery delivery that I've been doing for produce also has different cheeses on it. And they're actually not that expensive. So sometimes I get a little goat cheese, a little Gruyere, a little Gouda I got this week. Sometimes I'll have like a little bit of brie or a little bit of, I got some pepper jack recently. Just kind of whatever's around, but I love many different types of cheeses, and I like kind of sampling them and putting them in stuff and then just eating them alone and eating them with like crackers or, you know, vegetables and stuff. I have some beets that I want to cook in the Instant Pot and then have like a balsamic glaze and like some cheese. And then usually if I'm making a meal and like there's no carb component to it yet and I feel like I just need to add some bread or grain or something to like make it a meal, I'll just make garlic toast. Maybe I'll do that for dinner. But yeah, I love cheese, and I was trying to figure out what my favorite one was, because all of the things I just listed are good. Parmesan, get some fresh Parmesan, that's good stuff. But current number one for me, goat's cheese. Truly the stuff of legends. It's so good. Today for lunch, I had made some quinoa because I had some, and it was fast to make. Quinoa is really fast to make in the Instant Pot. So I cooked up a batch of quinoa, and then I roasted some carrots in the toaster oven. I do kind of miss the air fryer. The air fryer is, even though my toaster oven has a convection setting, the air fryer was still faster at cooking stuff. It was huge, but it was good at that. I might get one again, not here, but at one point in my life in the future. But anyways, yeah, I did like bowl, quinoa, roasted carrots, and then mozzarella, feta, and goat cheese. And then I sliced up a bunch of spinach, tossed all that together, and then a little bit of barbecue sauce on it. I'm not saying this is a health food, but I'm saying that my lunch slapped. Yeah, the Instant Pot's great. Never had goat cheese. So I remember being really afraid of it when I was a kid because it came up on pizza, and when you're like 12 and somebody's offering you pizza and they tell you there's goat cheese on it, you're gonna be like, excuse you? Well, I was anyways. I was not a very cultured child, but I have since reformed my ways. It's not... I saw some chart somewhere, and I'm not very informed about this. I saw some chart about like the water usage required to make different products, and goat stuff was pretty high up there, so it's not something I would eat every day. But as a delightful treat, it's so good. Yeah, cream cheese and cheddar. Blue cheese is the worst. I like a blue cheese if it's not incredibly strong. Like a really strong, really stinky blue cheese. I feel like I can take a little bit of it in a mac and cheese. A little bit of like a blue cheese in a mac and cheese can really wake the whole thing up for me, but I understand that it's not for everybody. Okay, this has a chance to contain the colossal slaughter claw. That's a fun word to say. It has you make the same sound a bunch of times. Colossal slaughter claw, 4 times. Colossal slaughter claw. I would like one colossal slaughter claw, please. That is difficult to say. I mean, it's not difficult, but it feels weird in your mouth. Nope. Next time. 3,600 gold, though, not too bad. That's still something. And I'm already all the way out here in Maldraxxus now, so I may as well go do a couple of Ammo World quests, because they're right here. Blue cheese reminds me of ants? 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 Why? Used to think blue cheese was just food coloring. When I found out what it was, I was disgusted. Never want to try it. I think a lot of food is, or many types of food are gross if you think about them too much. So I just try not to think about stuff. Anything fermented, I can't think about too much. But as long as I wasn't the one doing the fermenting, I trust it. And I enjoy a lot of fermented foods very much. I really like kombucha. I really like kimchi. I love miso paste, and I will add that to like all kinds of stuff. I'm just like stirring some miso paste into a rice bowl, especially if you're trying to give it like a salty kick, but you don't want to use just like regular salt. Good day. I will remember. Yeah, I'm in the right area, but I'm not quite there yet. I do know how to find this cave though. I know. I've been here before. I've gotten lost so many times trying to find this thing, and it's up this way. Oh, Data for Azeroth got an update? Ooh. Action bars are bartender. I love miso soup. Miso soup is actually really easy to make too. I didn't realize that for the longest time. If you want to make it good, then you want to make sure that you have some dashi, which is like a fish stock. But I found that you can really just, if you lower your standards, you can just take miso paste, a green onion, and some tofu, and then mix that into some hot water, and it will be about as good as the type of miso soup you get for $1 when you're at an iffy sushi place. Like, it's not going to blow your mind. Oh, and then seaweed. You gotta have some nori in there too. So I just get those nori snack strips and I'll chop those up and I'll mix those in as well. It's not gonna be amazing. You need the stock to make it good. But I never have dashi handy. I know a place where I can get it. It's just that I'm always too lazy to buy it. Kanar, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Making dashi is a pain though. When I've done it in the past, honestly, what I got was basically like it kind of looked like a jar of yeast. It was like a dry thing that you add to water that you kept refrigerated, but it was dry. So that was also probably not the highest form of dashi, but it was good enough. I always used to get it at Yo Sushi. I'm a big fan of adding miso soup to any sushi order I do because it's not really all that filling. I find that I can still smash a roll or two of sushi on top of the miso soup, but it's an important part of my sushi restaurant experience, I find. Getting it delivered, sometimes less so. I've had it leak before, and I've also had it be cold before, and that's not really worth it, especially when I know it's cheap to make, but... Okay. There's a pet battle over here, and I do require pet charms. How many do I have? I guess I will find out when I get out of combat. I mean, nowhere close. It's not like I'm going to be like, oh wow, 10,001, I've done it. Good job, Hazel. That is unlikely to happen, but you know, I feel like I've been hitting them up a little bit more over the last couple of days. What I really want to do is I want to get an army of alts doing it once I get flying. I have to start incorporating smash into my speech. It feels funny to me because it's an unnecessarily violent verb to refer to eating something. So I just enjoy the juxtaposition of it. 6-year-old tried miso at a hibachi place. She was not impressed. Oh man. When I was a kid, young teenager, old child, I went with some family to a restaurant in Vancouver that was like a Chinese place, but it was like a nice one, but it was vegan, which is unusual. And I don't remember what I got. It was some kind of a noodle dish with vegetables, but it had these peppers that were extremely hot peppers, but they were just a garnish. You weren't supposed to eat them. But nobody told me that. And I'm like 13 and dumb. So I ate one whole, and my uncle looked at me and he saw what I had done. But it was too late to undo it. And I don't know exactly what type of pepper it was. I wish I knew so I'd have a reference point Scoville wise. All I can tell you is that it was hot enough to make my face light up like a lantern and my eyes pour so much water that my mascara came like fully movie star style coursing down my face. Like mascara dripping off your chin into your lap levels of tears. And I remember the feeling. You'd think you'd be embarrassed. I feel like I mostly just felt kind of stupid for eating the thing. Might have been a bird pepper? Yeah, maybe. It wasn't very big. And it wasn't that scary looking, I don't think. I mean, this was a long time ago. I don't really specifically remember. 2445, but there's still 29 pets in game. Don't have them. Yeah, I also am missing, like, basically all of the Shadowlands pet charm pets, but that's because they're behind achievements and stuff from, like, Path of Ascension and other stuff and whatever that I just haven't done yet because they're not easy to both, A, find and figure out which achievements are for what, and then also do. I mostly just need to really apply my time to the Path of Ascension. It's hard to sit down and do something on purpose that you know is going to hurt your soul so much. I don't remember what the pepper looked like. This is over 10 years ago. The first time I ever had sushi, I thought the ginger slices were ham and stuffed a whole pile of them in my mouth and almost died when I realized it wasn't ham. Oh, that's fantastic. I do really like eating pickled ginger when you get it at sushi restaurants. I wouldn't eat the entire clump of it at once. That's so funny. I love the assumption that it might be ham. We have a snack candy in Norway that's named Smash. I feel like it sounds like a an energy drink. The classic trick is telling your naive friends that wasabi is sweet. At one point in my life, it was Christmas, and I was with some other people my age, and for whatever reason, I got dared. We had sushi. We had like grocery store sushi, basically. It was not one of the highlights of Christmases in my life. But we, for whatever reason, I had been, I think, dared. I hope they dared me and I didn't just take this upon myself. I don't know. I would have been 14-ish, maybe 15. And they dared me to eat the combined sum of wasabi from all of our trays. So probably like 5 or 6, takeout sushi trays worth of wasabi. And I did so. And, it's like cheap fake wasabi. It's basically just like dyed horseradish. And I remember that, wasabi is hot. Or, well, fake wasabi. I mean, actual wasabi is probably, I don't even know if it's hot or it's different. But still not pepper level. Although I do remember doing that and then thinking, that was a dumb thing to have done. I don't care what these people think that much, and they are unlikely to be impressed by this feat. Yeah. When you eat sushi, do you mix wasabi and soy sauce together and dip? I just started doing that somewhat recently because I knew somebody that did it. Although I don't have any wasabi right now. I used to keep it in the fridge, but I don't have any presently. I do have a big bottle of soy sauce. I need to get some more, though. Yeah, my understanding is that most wasabi that is served at most wasabi that's commercially served is fake because real wasabi is quite expensive. But I don't mind fake wasabi. I think that it serves the purpose for me well enough. There's a reason why it's so widespread. I get the nostril burn from that too. That stuff melts my face. Yeah. It's good though. You guys are going to make me want sushi, and I am trying to avoid ordering out. And I can make sushi, but I only have one sheet of nori left. I need to buy more. That's what's going to make me crack and order groceries, is I only have one sheet of nori left, and I have all this other stuff to make. At the very least, like a spicy tuna roll. And I mean, if I try to make sushi without nori, it's just going to be a rice bowl. And I could do that, but that's less exciting. It's not as good. I enjoyed Kroger sushi. I was surprised. I have no compunctions against eating inexpensive grocery store sushi as long as it's fresh. Different places will have different practices, and some of it's going to be better than others depending on like where they get their fish, if the person making it knows what they're doing, how quickly it's sold, that kind of thing. But I am not much of a sushi snob. I am fine with food court sushi as long as it is not like old. Old sushi is not a good time, and it's not a good day. But I enjoy a cheap California roll as much as most things. It's a root vegetable. Have you had fugu? I don't know that I have. Doesn't sound familiar. Okay, so I guess I'm doing this fun grit thing. I didn't mean to, but I'm out here anyways. And there is anima associated with it. What I was going to do is I was going to log into my hunter. I already showed you guys her haircut yesterday. I could show you again. But I was going to log into my hunter and then just like take a look and see what the available world quests are for her. Because a character that's leveling with Path of Fate or whatever, Threads of Fate. Yeah, a character that's leveling through the catch-up thing where you don't have to repeat the storyline can do world quests, but they seem to have very few of them relevant to a character that has finished leveling. It seems like there's a lot of world quests that you don't get access to until 60. So I wanted to see kind of what was out there, because you do get pet charm world quests. You do get pet battle world quests. And it's going to be better once I can fly, but as long as I'm leveling that character, I feel like it's not a bad call to just kind of take her out and around to the to any near, if there's something nearby, like in the zone where she is. She's a night fae, so she lives in Ardenweald. That is where she stays. And seems like a reasonable thing to do. Maybe I'll do that after this. Pufferfish. I see. Yeah, no. I wonder, So I do eat fish, and I've also kept fish before. So I can't really pretend to have any moral qualms about that. But pufferfish are, I've never kept them myself, but I was looking into it for a while because they're very cute. They have a lot of personality online, and some types of puffers can get very large. So you'll have like famous puffers that, you know, like a fish store will have them. There was one, I hope they still have it, at Aquarium Co-op. And, you know, there's videos of people feeding them like clams and stuff. And you can also get dwarf puffers, Indian pea puffers. They're really tiny ones that are still tricky fish to keep, but more suitable to small home aquariums as long as you're not mixing them with stuff they don't mix with, which is most things. Almost everything. But, yeah, I don't know. For whatever reason, it just doesn't really appeal to me. Leveling my priest 50 to 60? Don't have fugu? It wasn't something that had come up in my everyday culinary life. It does not seem like something I'm about to accidentally encounter and then eat. Yeah, leveling with Pet Battle World Quest seems like, especially now that we're saving up pet charms, feels like a reasonable thing to do. I have 2715, which actually I feel like I've made some progress. I don't remember how many I had recently, but I feel like a couple days ago I was closer to 2000. Maybe not that close, maybe 2500. Maybe I've made like 200. I don't really know, I guess. How are we doing? 57%. I forgot to time it. Oh well. That's fine. Do you eat natto? I've never tried it. I've seen it come up in a fair shake of YouTube videos where people, like, you know, people that did not grow up with it try it, and none of them seem to have a very good experience with it. Does not make me like that, along with durian. That's like one of the most widespread foods to try to gross newbies out with in YouTube videos. This quest. Yeah, people like this one, maybe just because it's cute. But I do find it's one of the slower ones. For sure. I love their little mushroom shrieks. I like their hats. I like their little caps. They just seem like they would be very fashionable and good at keeping the sun off of your face. And then it just makes me think, I could wear a big hat. Growing up, the thing was to like hang in the backyard and like read books, but like in a big hat. And, or like wear it to like the beach. Or like, well, when I say the beach, I mean like the lake. I could wear a big hat. Oh, lots of stuff. Oh, my health is not doing good. Who likes this quest? Tell me their names. Fuziyama, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Scroll Squad. Those aren't hats. Those are their heads. You know, potato. Okay, so that was that. Let's go back to Bastion. Turn that in. Mom used to have a giant hat for when we were on holiday in France. The problem with the big floppy hats is that they are wind susceptible and they become a little less fashionable if you have a chin strap. But I guess if they fit well enough, they would stay on it. SBJ the Real, thanks for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Scroll Squad. Okay with this one, better than half the others. Based on my data so far, it is one of the slower ones available, but that's just based on how long it's been taking me to do them. I think different characters. That one's good if you don't have like, because you're not killing mobs directly yourself. If you're on like a fresh character that doesn't have gear yet, that one's going to be easier because it would scale. You would look cute with a giant head. I know you meant to say hat. I see your correction. What a funny thing to say to somebody. That's I mean, I don't know what people send each other on Tinder, but that's got to be an opener for someone. Oh, limbo. This is what I meant to do when I first logged in. Is I just meant to pop down here and just go grab this anime roll. This anima. Let me go just pick up this anime real quick. All right. Vying for bobblehead merch. People for a while, it felt like every big YouTuber was doing one of those U2's figures. And I looked at that and I thought, that would not work for me unless I picked a hair color and stuck to it for a while. Eventually, I'm going to have grown out my natural color and I will just be a brunette again. And then I will be presumably, unless I get bored, sticking with that for a while. So my look will be a little more consistent for the sake of like icons and merchandising. All right. Ooh. I am addicted. I have a problem. Or rainbow unicorn here, cover all the bases. Hi, Hazel. More marketing opportunities. I mean, it does mean that my icon, I mean, I kind of gave up on having my, like, my Twitter and Twitch icons, my YouTube icon ever match. It does kind of match now because I think it's purple. I've come back around to purple. But, yeah, it does. It's a tough thing to keep up with. I want to... I don't want to do Path of Ascension. I want to log into that hunter and check out the world quest situation. Yeah, I have 2715 pet charms. There is a pet charm world quest out here, but that's just going to have to be okay. I am 7,800 anima. When I get up to 12 and a half, ooh, 8,000 anima. When I get up to 12 and a half, I can unlock another level of this. It's tempting to just go shopping. It's tempting to just go buy transmog, but I want to finish the buildings first. I'll finish the buildings first. One new version for every new hair color. Extra sales. Extra special collector's edition for natural hair. Glad I could make it. Buried in college. We're glad to have you here. I am close to wrapping up, but there's a couple minutes left. Oh, I just love her so much. I can't wait for 9-1 and separate shoulder mog. This is already an asymmetrical shoulder transmog. It comes like that. But I can't wait to be able to do that effect, but with like any of them, because I'm sure there's something that would match this outfit like a little better than that one. I just like the asymmetrical one. I have to remind myself that buildings first, then pets, buildings, then transmog. Yeah. Favorite covenant is probably Kyrian still. I really like the Kyrian stuff. Elegant mog, why thank you. I have a hard time finding male transmog that I enjoy. So when I find a set that feels good, I tend to cling to it for a very, very, very long time. Yeah, no, different shoulders is going to be good. And by different shoulders, I mostly just mean hiding one shoulder. I can't think of any examples where I'm going to have two shoulders, but have them be different. I am mostly just going to hide one shoulder. Yeah. Yeah, this is Cataclysm greens for the chest piece. What I liked about it is the neckline on it, honestly. That's what I liked about it. But you know, it's also got like some printed on buckles, and then you've got the matching pants with like the straps and buckles. I feel like she looks good, you know? It's like, it's form-fitting, it looks good, but it's not like bikini level. I used to wear the male bikinis, but they made me a little, you know, cold. It's breezy in there. What am I doing? I am checking. It took me the longest time to figure out where to dunk my anima in this sanctum. I was running around and around and around until I realized it was both downstairs and then like in a cubby. Oh, but I can soul shape. I can't wait to unlock soul shapes. I haven't looked up what they all are and where they're from yet, but that is a later me joy that I get to look forward to on this character. All right. So the only world quest that appears to be up right now is that one, but it is up and that's for 18 pet charms. So I may as well go do it. That'll be a little bit of experience. She is at level 52. She has some mana rested. And I want to at least finish this support the court because I want that appearance because I love that staff. Staff? Bow. I love that bow. I hate feet with the weird folded top thing. You don't like that? I think it adds, I like it because I feel like it adds some stability to the base and it feels like it's going to keep her feet clean. Although maybe it'll, I don't know. Definitely not for everybody. What am I doing? There's a mailbox over here. That's right. Oh, I need to tame another pet. So right now, here are the pets that I'm using. She has a spirit beast so that I can heal myself. And then my first pet that's coming out from Animal Companion is a stag. But it is like an original stag model. And it's kind of cool because it's kind of creepy. But there are rune stags out here and I can tame them and I am going to do so. So I'm just going to find one. Although I also want crate. You know what? I'm just going to pick whatever I want. I'm going to go shopping around Ardenweald. Look at that. That's a nice one. Ooh, look at that. I could go browse colors and stuff. Or I could just take literally the first one that I saw. When I used to go shopping in stores eons ago, I used to really suffer from that affliction of looking for a thing, and I would find a thing that was like maybe would kind of work, and I would just buy the first one I saw. People used to give me a hard time for that because some people will shop by like, you know, going through the whole mall and finding all the options and then cross-referencing them to make the best possible decision. And I would be like, I came here for pants. These pants look okay. Job done. Let's go get an Orange Julius. Give it. Hey. Give it. I have to stop myself from pet shopping every time I log into Ardenweald. So there's the before, and then there's the after. For Runestags anyways. Got kind of fluffier. It had some fluff, but it got a little fluffier. It's less spooky looking. I feel like this one still has some appeal because of how haunted it looks. Don't panic. Thank you for the 6-month resub. Also, Jonah Green with a brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Is Petobia to look for pets? Yeah, that's usually what I'll do if I am out looking for... So I want to switch. If I'm out looking for... And I want to go back to the Stable Master, actually, so I can have both my Spirit Beast and then also that new Runestag. Oh, hang on. I should name it. What do I want to call it? What does he look like? I'm not looking at chat. It's gonna strike me. It's gonna strike me. I can see chat moving. I'm not looking. I will think of something. I felt like I was getting somewhere. Do it off stream. This is too stressful. I'm going with Cobalt because it's blue and I'm unoriginal. Other options included Kent, Firth. That's it. Let's go do this Pet Battle World quest. Can you mount on a Runestag? I don't have one. I don't have any Runestags. There's a whole bunch of them and they're all Ardenweald or Night Fae. And I will get them eventually. But I don't have any of them yet because I'm still a little baby. A little leveling baby. Oh, also, it's like 5 o'clock. I should leave. These are all good names. Chest Transmog is called Chest Guard of Inscrutability. Huh. Mildly ironic. That's what the Transmog is anyways. Chest Guard of Inscrutability. Yeah, no, this is my Night Fae, so she'll get them. In the meantime, she's riding around on the Shimmer Mist Runner, because that felt That felt about right. Oh, I needed to stop by a stable. You know what? I'll worry about this later. Stable master to get my spirit beast out, because while a double stag look is kind of fun, I want my spirit beast plus this stag, and that's gonna be the move. I like blue cheese. I could have gone for like a gorgonzola. I am finished for today. Tomorrow is Friday. We shall play a game. It could be WoW. It could be not WoW. Who's to say? We shall find out on the morrow. I don't know where this voice is coming from, and I cannot explain it. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. I had a wonderful time. Keep an eye on YouTube for what's next. Saturday news? Today's only Thursday. You got a couple of days. But I put out a video this morning if you want to know what to not do while waiting for 9.1. The main spoiler is do not buy pet cap expansion items because you won't need them later. But that video is on my YouTube right now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Appreciate all the support. Thanks for all the subs and chatting and all the company. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.